Hello everyone, welcome back to day 2 of week 4. Last time we left off on this slide and we worked on vectors and type of vectors and we discussed access element of vectors and why to use vectors etc. So that wraps up our previous lecture, and I strongly recommend you guys to watch last time's video in order to get the proper understanding. And yep, that's pretty much it for that part. Okay, so today we will first discuss the solution of the problem statement which I given to you in the last class. After that, we will cover the remaining part of the vectors. Okay, so let's get started. See, this question I had given to you which is write a program to access last element of a vector. In this, we have to use the access element back. Okay, see what does it does. See, the back access element, it just accesses the last element. Okay, it returns a reference to the last element in the vector, unlike member vector like end, which returns an iterator just past this element. This function returns a direct reference. Okay, calling this function or an empty container causes undefined behavior. We don't have to call this function on an undefined behavior. Okay, so let's move on to the hands-on part and discuss the solution of this problem. Just a second. Yeah, here we go. It is a solution of that part. See, what we have done is this. We are using hashtag include iostream.h. Here using namespace std and include vector. Remember, I just told you guys this one to put it is mandatory to for vectors. Okay, we are implementing vectors, so this library is mandatory for the working of the vectors. Okay, see what we have to do in this program is we are creating a main program. After that, we'll just move into the main and we are creating a vector which is of type int, and the name of the vector is my vector. Okay, after that we just access the last element by using this command, which is like push back. Okay, so my vector dot pushback equals to 10. It means it is the range of the vector, which is 10. Now we are using while loop, which is here is the statement is my vector dot back should not equals to 0. Here is the condition, or we can say that test expression. Okay, so this test expression will if it's come true, then it will go through the loop, otherwise it will terminate out of the loop. As simple as that. Okay, see, if after that it will check this condition, my vector dot back is not equals to 0. If it's not equals to 0, then this statement will execute, which is saying my vector dot push back my vector dot back minus 1, which means decrement my vector by 1 or push back the value. It means access the last element. See out, my vector contains, this will print. See, earlier we use here std and scope resolution operator, but now you are wondering that we are not using here std and scope resolution operator. It's because we already mentioned std here using namespace std. See, if we already mentioned here, then we don't have write std again and again here in the cout. Okay, we mentioned here, so there is no need of writing std and scope resolution operator. This only this line will work over that, so no need to it. Okay, after that we are using for loop here. What is the initialization expression? It is unsigned I is equals to 0. Okay, what does it saying? Create an unsigned I variable and assign it to 0, or we can select initialize it to 0. Here again, we have a test expression which is I should be less than my vector dot size. Okay, what is this test expression says? This test expression says that I should be less than equals to my vector dot size. If it is less than, if it's come out to be true, then this statements will execute. Otherwise, it will terminate out of the for loop. Okay. After that, we have an update expression I plus plus, so that it updates the I and the loop will continue. That we have a return 0. Okay, so let's run this program and see what we have got the output or not. See, we got the output. My vector contains 10, 9, 8, 7. We just accessing the last element of the vectors one by one, one by one, one by one. What is it happening? So we are initializing our vectors vector by 10. This one is the size of the vector. After that, we are start a while loop. If it's not equals to 0, then push back means access the last element again and again and again. Here is like -1. Decrement it by 1 and again check the condition. And see out what is this, like my vector contains, and it will see if I equals to 0, then it should be less than our size. If it comes true, then print it's this. Okay. And again I plus plus. In this way, this for loop contains, and we got the our output, which is like my vector contains 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1, 2, 0. Okay. In this way, this will done. So this question is done. Now let's move to the other part. Okay, see, now we have member functions of vectors. Member functions of vectors are various like modifiers, iterators, capacity, etc. See, it is mandatory like to determine the type and the variable name. However, the number of elements is optional. Okay, modifiers, as its name suggests, you can use a modifier to change the meaning of a specified type of data. Here are okay. Here are some modifiers you can use in C++ vectors, which is includes pushback, which is it adds element at the end. What does pushback does? It adds element at the end. Remember, like just we have used in the vector back access element. It adds element at the end. Pop back, it deletes the last element. Just a second. Sorry. Okay. Pop back, it deletes the last element. Insert, it inserts the new elements before specified position. Erase, it removes the elements from the container from the specified range. Swap, it swaps the content between vectors. Okay. Assign, it assigns new value to the vector. And clear, it is used to remove all elements. See, these are all the modifiers. As its name suggests, like it is used to change the meaning of a specific type of data. Okay. So we will look at each of these modifier in the hands-on session. So let's move to the hands-on part. Let me remove this part, this one. Just a second. Guys, again I am telling you guys, make sure you do it on your own, okay, in order to get better at studying. So yeah, here are the we can see that modifiers of vectors. Okay, see what we are having is the bits std plus plus or dot is, or we can instead use like iostream.h. Okay, let me include that also. Okay, you can use this one also, up to you. Now what is this? We are including vector library, again using namespace std int main. We are now just doping into like main program. After that, first what we have this here is pushback, and this for that we have to first here we have assign vector. So how can we assign a vector? Simply we have to write vector, the data type, or we can say that which type of vector we want to assign. Okay. After that, we have the name of the vector, which is like v. Now what is like we are assigning a vector. Okay. Now fill the array with 5 times. What does it means? How does it write at this? So it is like v, which is our vector, dot assign. In this way we are assigning a vector. Okay. V dot assign 5 and 10. What is 5 and 10 here are exhibiting? Like 5 means the number of times and the 10 the size. Okay, so fill the array with 10 5 times, number of times 5 times. Okay, see out the vector elements are here. We are having see out, which is explaining the vector elements are and after that we are having for loop, which is int I is equals to 0. Okay, this is our initialization expression. What is this? Int I is equals to 0 means create a int I variable and initialize it to 0. After that we are having our test expression, which is I should be less than v dot size. What does it mean? It is our test expression like I should be less than v dot size. If it's found true, then it will this statement will execute. Otherwise, the loop will be it will be get terminated out of the loop. Okay. After that, we are having an update expression which is saying that I plus plus means increment I by 1. Now we saying that how to assign a vector. Now we just see how to insert in a vector. Okay, which is also a part of this insert, this one here. Just a second. Yeah, how to insert to the last position. So see what is this saying, like v dot pushback 15. What does it mean? We already see that pushback is used to add elements at the end. Okay, what does pushback used to? Pushback is used to add elements at the end. We are having now next line we are having int n is equals to v dot size. What does it having? Like create a variable int. Okay, create a variable int and assign it to like v dot size. We are just assigning the value of vector size to the our variable int. Understand? After that we are having cout, which is saying that the last element is. So what we are having next? First we are assigning our vector. After that we just insert 15 to the last position by using pushback function. After that this will print the last element is this one. Okay. Now just we are adding the last element. Now the question is how to remove the last element. So for that we also have one modifier which is just pop back. Pop back means it automatically we doesn't have give index to this. It automatically just pop up the last element from the vector. Okay. So it removes the last element, this statement v dot pop back. After to see that it works, we again print the vector elements are. Okay. After that, we are again assigning a for loop in which initialization statement is int I is equals to 0. What does it say? Initialize an integer variable I to 0. After that, again we are having a test condition which is I should be less than equals to v dot size, which is assigning in this. And if this statements come out true, this code will execute. And after that, I get incremented by 1 through this update expression I plus plus. Okay. Now, just we insert the 15 at the last position here. Now what we will do? We will insert 5 at the beginning. Okay. See students, like this is a like whole program. In this one program, I just trying to explain you guys each and every modifier. Okay. First we look first we have just seen the assign modifier. After that we have seen the pushback modifier. After that we have seen the pop back modifier. Now we are going to see insert modifier. Okay. What does it does? Insert, it inserts the element to the vector. Here see, it inserts new elements before specified position. In this, just a second. Yeah. Insert will assign, or insert will insert a new one to the means to the beginning, or we can say that to the just before the specified position. Okay. So v dot insert v dot begin 5 here. Okay. Just this one You will learn in this an iterator modifier. Okay, begin one. Begin is used to like begin the vectors. Okay. So without insert at the beginning and 5. Now, so what is here the statement saying? The first element is. Now, what is the first element is? If we will say begin, we are just using here begin means insert at the beginning of the vector. And what is this? What is 5? It is the value which get to be inserted. Okay, so it's saying like insert 5 at the beginning of the vector. Now for this from the cout statement, we will look at that also. After that, we are see. We looked at inserts at the last position, removes the last element. After that, we just look at the insert at the beginning. Now see, removes the how to remove the first element. Just use the erase modifier, which is v dot erase. And what we want to erase like v dot beginning means the beginning of the vector, or we can say that the first element which is present at the beginning of the vector. Kindly erase that. Okay. After that, we have the cout statement. Cout is mainly considered the first element is of this. Again, insert at the beginning. What is now we are having like here is in place. Okay. What is here is in place like it is placing the in place here. First element is like v dot in place begin 5. For inserting at the beginning, we can also use this one in place. Okay. It will do the same work as this v dot in place begin means add 5 at the beginning of the vector. See how the first element is this. Now we have insert 20 at the end. So we can also insert with the help of this in place back 20 and without assigning the n to the size, assigning the size to the n variable without size and count the last element. After that, we also have the property to erase the vector. Okay. How does it work? Say v dot clear. We use v dot clear. So this we just erase the vector size after erase. So it will just give the vector size to us. Okay. Now we perform swap. As you all know, like swapping is performed between the two vectors. So for this, we are creating the two vectors, which is of type int and v1 and v2. Okay. Now what we are doing here is see. We are doing here is v1 dot pushback means add element to the end 1 pushback 2 3 and 4. It is like continuously added this. Now what we are doing is see out vector what is vector 1 and what is vector 2. In this we are just push back into the vector 2 and here we are pushing back into the vector 1. Okay. After that we have using cout which is like vector 1, it displays the vector 1 and after that for we are having a for loop which is saying as initialization expression, test expression and update expression. Initialization expression we can say that int I is equals to 0 means initialize an integer variable I to 0. After that we have a test expression I should be less than equals to v1 dot size and again if this comes true this statement will run this one and get updated by the update expression. Okay, which is I plus plus. Again for vector 2 will do the same thing swaps. Now how can we swap vector 1 and vector 2? Just call swap function or we can swap modify function between these two. v1 that swap v1 from whom we want to swap v1 just put in this brackets we want to swap v2. Again we will see after swap vector 1 and after swap vector 2. Okay, so let's run this program and see how does it works. Okay, see we all have our outputs. Now let's see what does it see. First we have assigned the vectors. Okay, how can we assign like 5 and 10 means 10 with 5 times. We are saying this fill the vectors or we fill the array with 10 5 times. So here it is filled by 10 with 5 times 1 2 3 4 5. In this way we assigned. Okay, after that we insert 15 to the last position. This from this statement v dot pushback. And let's see what the last statement is. We put that then for now, what will be the last element? The last element is 15. Okay. Now the vector elements. Now what is the C? After that, v dot pop back this one. First, we insert 15 to the last position, and after that, we just remove the last element by using pop back. That means 15 is removed. Again, we just print the vector elements, which is here like the vector elements are 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 5 times. Why there is now 15? Because earlier we pushed back, or we can say that we insert to the last position, but after that we remove. Okay. So we are not having here 15. After that, now it's like insert 5 at the beginning. We are just use the insert modify function. It's saying like insert at the beginning 5. Okay. Now the first element is 5. Again, what after that? We just use removes the first element. For what? For that we used v dot erase. What will it does? It just erase the first element. It removes the first element. Now if we print the what is the first element? Again we got 5, 10. Okay, sorry, we got 10. Why? Because first we add the 5 element here in the beginning. But after that we just remove the first element by doing v dot erase. Now again we will check if it get removed, then again 10 will be at first element. Okay. Now if it's C, in place. What does it in place means? It also like insert at the beginning. So by using in place, we again inserted 5 at the beginning. And by in place back means we inserted 20 at the end. So see, from this we are just accessing the first element, which is 5, and the last element is 20. Now what will we do? Erase the vector, this one. This was clear all our vectors. See, okay, so we just use it like v dot clear. What does it will do? It just clear all the vector. So see, now vector size after erase is 0. We don't have any element in our vector because we just erases our vector. Okay. After that we perform swapping. In swapping, we just created vector 1 and vector 2. Here we vector 1 is 1 and 2, vector 2 is 3 and 4. After swap, what will be the vector 1? 3 and 4, and vector 2 will be 1 and 2. As I taught you in this. Okay, as simple as that. So in this program, what will have done? We'll just like firstly assign our vector. Again, after that, if we will no, after that insert it to the last position, and after that we remove the last element, and where again we use the like prints the vector elements. Where after that we use insert. We also have seen to the erase one how to remove the first element. We can also see that like we see how to use in place of insert. And after that we looked at how to erase the vector by using the v dot clear. And at last but not the least, we just see that the how to swap vectors. Okay. Now let's move to the other part. Mm. Okay, this will run like that. These are the push back, pop back, insert, erase, swap, assign, and clear. These are modifiers. We just looked into the hands-on part. Okay. So now let's move. Iterators. See, basically like all data elements are stored in a contiguous storage. Okay. Whenever you want to access or move through the data, you can use iterators. What does an iterators do? See, an iterators allow you to access the data elements stored within the C++ vector. Okay. It is an like object that a function as a pointer. There are like we can say that C++ supports like random access iterators. Here are a few functions for like which is beginning and end. What does begin do? It returns the iterator to the beginning. And what does end do? It returns the iterator to the end. Okay. So let's have a look. Let's get on our hands-on part. Let me remove this code. Just a second, guys. You will like please like go through all these codes and do it your own. Play with vectors, so like you will get a better understanding of each and everything. Okay. So we are here like just now we are just looking about iterators. What are iterators and how does it works? Okay. See, this is a program for like in this we are just look about for our iterators. Okay. First we are including IO stream. After that this one is mandatory, which is like hashtag include vector. And again we are using like using namespace std, and it is our main program which is saying like create a vector of data type int which is named as vector1. Okay, what does it saying? It's saying like create a vector of data type int of name as vector1. After that what we are having? We are having a for loop which is like in this initialization statement is create an integer variable I and initializes it to 1. After that we are having our test expression which is like I should less than equals to 10. If it's this test expression comes out to be true, this code will execute, or if it's come out to be false, the loop will get terminated. After that, if it's found to be true, this code will execute and get updated by this update expression which is saying that I plus plus, it means incremented I by 1. Okay. After that, we have see out understanding begin and end function. How to understand C. What is there is like for auto I is equals to vector1 dot begin, means for I just vector auto automatically like for vector1 dot begins the vector1. Or if we have having a test expression which is I should less than equals to vector1 dot end. What is the vector1 dot end? Means the and the last element of the vector1. Okay. After that, it is like this. It is just point it like and refers it returns an iterator. What does it return? Say begin returns an iterator to point at the first element, and here end returns an iterator to point at the past the end element. It is an update expression. See how it is and this. Let's run this program and see how does it works. See what does it happen like understanding begin and end. What does it does? Firstly, it initializes I equals to 1. This one I is less than equals to 10. See, 1 is obviously less than equals to 10. What is it? This code will execute, which is saying that vector1 dot pushback I means vector1 put the I in vector1. Push, okay. Push the I in vector1. So what does it in vector1? It is places 1. Okay. Again, I get updated by 2. Again, this test expression was checked. 2 is less than equals to 10. Yeah, it is obviously less than equals to 10. Then this statement will execute, and what does it does? It just push 2 in the vector and so on. This code will execute, and this where we are receiving our this. Okay. What does it this statement like vector that one dot begin? See, in this we are creating our vector. After that we are just have to print just it is just passing the reference of the vector. Okay. I just told you about like what does begin the begins returns. Begins just returns an iterator like begins returns an iterator to point to the first element. Okay, so this will begin means this will point to the first element which is 1, and end iterator points to the last element. Okay, or just we are here it gives us the reference of the points 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so these iterators are used to like are used returns an iterator to point the first and the last elements of the vector. Okay, so that's all about like iterators. And the next part is capacity. See, capacity, what does capacity means? Like it is used to like increase the capacity of a modifier, or we can say that the how to like storage capacity, or if the test to like vector is empty or not. We are just done these things by the using of the capacity member function of vectors. Okay. See, we have size, maximum size, resize, capacity, and empty. What does its size capacity member function does? It returns the number of elements in the vectors. Okay. Max size returns the maximum size of the vector. Resize, it changes the size of the vector. Capacity, it returns the size of allocated storage capacity, means how much the storage capacity allocated to the vector. Okay. After that, empty, it shows like it tests whether the vector is empty or not. So let's just move on to the hands-on part to get a brief understanding of this. Just a second, guys. I just bring the code of that one. And yeah, I know like it's little bit confusing to all of you guys, but make sure like if you just revise all the things twice or thrice by your own, it will all get clear to you. And yeah, if you have any doubts regarding this, then put it in the comment section. Okay. So yeah, we'll be happy to answer you all. This is the program of like, okay. Okay. In this program, we will like, this program is used to like illustrate the capacity function in vectors. Okay. So now hashtag include, we are including the library iostream. After that, hashtag include vector. Okay. We are using namespace.std, or sorry, using namespace.std, not dot. Now we are just diving into main program. What does it think like? Create a vector of data type int and name it to g1. What does it say? It is this statement is executed like create a vector of data type int and name it to as a g1. After that, we are initializing a for loop, and this is this initialization statement, which is int I is equals to 1, which is saying like create an integer I variable and initializes it to 1. After that, this is a test expression, which is like I should be less than equals to 5. If this test expression finds to be true, this code will execute, and after that I will get updated by this update expression I plus plus, which is saying that increment I by 1. And if this statement finds to be false, then the loop will get terminated. Okay. After that, what is saying like I should be less than 1, then g1 dot pushback I, means push I to the vector g1. After that, we have used cout. Okay, which is like what is the size? So g1 dot size, here are using the size member function, which gives the size as an output. And now cout capacity, here we are using the capacity function, which is just give the allocated storage capacity, which is allocated to the like vector. After that, we are using max size function, which is just provide the maximum size of the vector. Okay. Now how to resize the vector? So see, we are just using the command like vector name dot resize, and in the bracket we are just give the size. So like we want to resize the vector size to which size. Okay, so just we should provide the number. So let's say we are resizing the vector size to 4. Okay, after that just print out the vector size after resize. This one is print the size. After resize, wait, it will print the size and check if the vector is empty or not. How can we check the vector is empty? If g1 dot empty is equals to false. See, if it's empty, okay, g1 is equal to false, means if it's not empty, then cout vector is not empty, or else cout vector is empty. Okay, now again this last but not the least, how to shrink the vector. Shrink means to the strings to fit just to fit the vectors. We use g1 dot shrink to fit. Okay, what does it like? It just shrink to fit the how does the vector elements, it will fit accordingly. For auto, like auto, it generated g1 dot begin. It's not equals to gn and it plus plus. So it what does it this thing begin? It will points to the, it will like it is an iterator, or like who points, returns an iterator to point to the first element, and end it returns an iterator that points to the last element. Okay, and this will pass to the reference. Now let's see how this code will work. See, okay, just we are creating this vector 5. I should not equal to 5. We are just here this saying the 5. So now what is the size of the vector is 5. Okay. After that we are having capacity. Capacity say that it says like the capacity or means we can say that like the storage allocated to the vector which is like 8. Okay. And maximum size is this one, so on. After that resizes the vector size to 4, just we resizes. After the C first one earlier the our size is 5, and after resizing the vector size we are size is 4, our vector size is 4. And which I have, when we check if the vector is empty or not, see, g1 is empty is equals to false. Yes, it is not empty, so that vector is not empty. We have these numbers in vectors. Okay, shrink the vectors is like shrink to fit. So where how to shrink the elements, like it will shrink to fit, and this will like now vector size equals to 4. What does shrinks do? Shrink the vector shrinks means it shrinks the vector according to its size. Now the like see earlier was size was 5, so it will having like 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. But now the size equals to 4. So accordingly it will shrink the size of the vector by using the shrink to fit, means it will shrink the vector to size. Is we now we are having the elements 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. In this way, this or we can say the capacity member function will work. Okay. Again, let's back to the theory part. What we have next? This capacity we'll have done. Oh yeah. See, now you have asking like oh, we already have done like y vectors, and if we have an array, then why we are using vectors, etc. See, we can use vectors in the following circumstances. Like it is advisable to you, like we can, I prefer to use vectors like when data are consistently changing for you guys. Okay. If like array, we can use like it is like static, but we can say like vectors are just like dynamic arrays. Okay. So when your data are consistently changing, then you can use vectors. Okay. If the size of the data is unknown, then it is advisable to use vectors. See, array we have known the size of the array. Yeah, okay, but see if you don't know the size of the data, how much of so that data you are gonna use, then like I prefer to use factors. Okay. After that just a second. Okay. After that, it is advisable to use vectors when elements are not predefined, or we can say that if we don't know like what are the elements we are going to put in an array or in a vector, it's preferable like we use vectors because it handles all that thing. If the elements are not predefined, it is not basically like it doesn't like show the undesired behavior. It will work properly in the vectors. After that, compared to arrays, there are more ways to copy vectors. Okay, as we see, if we compare to arrays, see, if we learn more about the arrays in the upcoming weeks. So, like if we can compare the two with array, there are more ways to copy the vectors. See, we are just seeing the various member functions here. There are as much any ways copy the vectors. Okay, so that's why we use vectors, and these are the things when we have to use vector. After that, vectors of vectors. You are thinking like what is this now, what is now this new term is like vectors of vector. We can say that vector of vectors. See, a vector of vectors we can say that like it is a two-dimensional vector with a variable number of rows where each row is considered as a vector. Okay, what is a vector of vector means? 2D vector. As simple as that, in a simple way, it is a 2D vector with a variable number of rows where each row is considered as a vector. After that, each index of a vector stores a vector in it. It can be accessed or traversed using iterators. Okay. How can it be using? It can be used like iterators. Iterators, we can say that like iterators allow us to access the data elements. Okay, so it is an object that functions through as a pointer. So that's why we can it can be accessed or traversed using iterators. Or basically like it can be considered as an array of vectors with a dynamic property. Okay, I just told you guys it is a dynamic vector is considered as a dynamic array. So like also it can be considered as an array of vectors with dynamic properties. Now let's look at the syntax of the vector of vectors, or we can say the 2D vector. See what is the syntax is vector, again vector data type and vector name. This one vector data type vector name, the syntax of the vector. We just assigned a vector also. So this one, this thing, this will become vector of vectors. Okay. So now let's just move to the hands-on part to get a brief understanding of vector of vectors. Just a second, guys. Okay. Yeah. We will do this one. Just a second. Okay. See, what we are doing here is okay. This is a program to like we visualize vector of vectors. How does it works? In this, we will like we will apply all our knowledge that we have learned this far. Okay. So let's discuss this one. Hashtag include iostream.h. What we are doing here is we are including iostream library. Hashtag include vector, which is the mandatory part for implementing vector. Again, using namespace std, which is obviously library. Okay. After that, we are just defining the rows and columns of vector of vectors. For this, see for vector, we are just like we are doing like assign just giving the vector data type and the vector name. Okay, for this we have to just vector of vectors, we have to just assign or define the rows and columns of the vector of vectors. Okay, so here first we are defining hashtag define row 3 and hashtag define column 3 means this 3 it means the number of rows we are defining means we are having 3 rows and 3 columns. After that we have our main program. First, what are we doing? Initializing the vector of vectors. How can we initialize? See, this one we already know. It is a part of like initializing a vector. Vector int a. Again, this one is vector int. Again, this what is this one is vector int a. Okay, just look at the syntax is vector, name of the vector, data type, and vector name. Okay, so here just like put an okay. After that, how to elements to insert in column. Just int num is equals to 10. What are you saying? Like we are initializing a variable num and integer variable num and just elements to insert it like the just giving the value 10. How to insert elements into the vector? Or like first what are doing we are doing is initializing a like here we are using a for loop. Here in this initialize statement, what is this? Int I is equals to 0. What does it saying? Like initialize an integer variable I to 0 if I, what is this expression says? I should be less than row. If this statement evaluates to true, this statement will execute. Otherwise, if this expression comes out to be false, the loops get terminated. Okay, I is less than equals to row. Yeah, row is like 3. So then vector int a1. What does it will create? It will create the integer of type vector like integer type vector and which is named as a1. Okay, after that we are just pushing values in vector a1. How can we push the values? By using the pushback. Here we are using this like a1 dot pushback, this which vector has created, and pushback num this one. Okay, now again we are just equals to like num plus equals to 5 means what does it means? It means like just a second, it means num is equals to num plus 5. What does it means? Add 5 to the num and assign again it to the num. Okay. For creating a 2D vector, A pushing 1D vector A1 into it. For creating a 2D vector, what we have to just push our first vector into the again into the other vector to create a vector of vectors. Okay. So now what we are doing here is we are doing is a dot pushback a1. We are pushing the a1 vector into the a vector for creating a 2D vector. Now just we have to tell like we are displaying the 2D vector. How can we display? See how 2D vector contains, see here we are just using for loop. In this we are initializing it to integer variable I which is equals to 0. Okay. What does it saying? It's creates an I variable and initialize it to 0. After that, what does it saying? Like it's saying like I should less than equals to a dot size. This text expression, if evaluates to true, we again move into the next for loop. If it's thought to be false, like we are just terminate out of the loop. Okay, I is less than equals to size, then again for loop continues, and which is saying like uh, initialize j equals to 0, and now the text expression is like j should be less than equals to a dot ai dot size. What is ai is? Ai is now is the another vector, or we can say the vector of vectors. Okay. After that, if this statement comes out to be true, see out this statement will execute. Okay. Now deleting in 2D vector. How to delete in a like see. We just delete we just saw the how to delete in a 1D vector, or we can say a normal vector. Now see how to delete in a 2D vector. As simple as that, just use the vector dot pop. The which one you want to just delete, they just use pop back. As simple as that, as same in the vector. Okay. Now the 2D vector traversal after deletion. Deletion, what is this? Now see, we can just saw that we can use iterator also. Okay. We just saw like we can use iterator. So for using iterator, just again we are using the for loop here, which is initializing it int I is equals to 0. Okay. What does it saying? It's saying like initialize I integer variable to 0, and after that we are having a test expression which is saying that int I should be less than equals to a dot size. Okay, which is saying that I is equals to a dot size. It means um this condition, if it comes true, then again it will jump into the for loop, otherwise it will get terminated out of the loop, and we are having update expression which is saying that increment I by 1. Okay. Now we are having for loop and which is saying auto it. If see here are using iterator again. This one begin it returns the iterator which points to the first element, and it returns to the iterator which begins to points to the last element, and 8 plus plus it is the update expression which just update the it by increment by 1. Okay. After that, what we are having is yes out which is like pointing to the reference of the 8, and see the return 0. Okay. So now let's run this program and see let's how this works. See, we have our contain like 2D vectors and 2D vector traverse our after deletion. See what are all these things. First, we are defining a row which is of 3, column 3 and row 3. In this, see, we have 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay. After that, we are just using our putting the values to our vector. In this one, what we have done is, see here, what we have done is num plus equals to 5. In this, just first we are increasing the 10. After that, we are increasing plus 5 to us to this, and after that again we are incrementing 5 to this. Again we are in this way. We are just incrementing 5 to other num variable. Okay. Now what is pushback a1? Just we are the just what we have done is here is we just push our vector, like we just push our a1 vector to vector a, or we just to for creating a 2D vector. After that we are just displaying the 2D vector in this way here, this one. Okay. Now what pop back. See how does it pop back? See, after deletion we just pop back 2 elements, last 2 elements here. That means a2 dot pop back and a1 dot pop back. After this, remove like pop back means remove the last element from a2, this one, and remove the last element from this a1. Okay. In this way, it will get deleted and the 2D vector traversal after deletion is here. Okay. So this is the way of representing a 2D vector. And just like you guys just execute this code on your own and have a look into it, and you will get the better understanding of how this 2D vector works. Okay, now let's move to our theory part again. What we are left here with this. So yeah, we are having this one as completed. Okay, now what are the advantages and disadvantages of using vector? See, advantages like it is dynamic in nature, as we know that it is called as a dynamic array. Okay. After that, second point is like elements can be inserted, deleted easily, just like insert or deleted like push, pop back, as simple as that. Just a second, sorry. Or we can say that multiple objects can be stored, and it is very easy to copy vectors from one another by just using assignment operator. Just using a dot assign, and we just copy the one vector to the other vectors. Okay. Now, what are the disadvantages with this? See, the disadvantage is like memory consumption is more. As it is a dynamic in nature, it consumes more memory. It is not indexed as like array. Array is indexed, but vectors are not indexed, and it does not use contiguous memory. Okay, it just okay dynamic memory. Now let's is homework. Okay, see, these are the two questions for you. Like first question is like make a function that clears an input vector and fills it with an arithmetic progression starting at some number with a given common difference and maximum value. Okay. After that, and second question is like you are given n integers, sort the n integers and print it the sorted order. See guys, let's do these questions on your own. Play with factors and like apply all the things that you have learned in in those 2 lectures of vectors. Okay, and apply all your knowledge and just do it your own and have fun with the vectors. Okay, so like with this, we come to an end of this vectors. I hope you got to know the different member function of vectors and the working of each one of them. And I hope you got an idea of what exactly is a namespace in C++ and what are the different ways of defining it. Okay, so that's all for this week. Thank you so much. And yeah, see ya.